I'm here at Warner Robins Fire Department headquarters where they just pushed in a new $1.1 million apparatus, officially bringing it into service, and just responded to a call.
We are here to welcome in our new fire truck. This ladder is going to be called Ladder 1, stationed here at headquarters here on North Pleasant Hill Road.
Warner Robins Mayor LaRhonda Patrick says funding for the truck came from the 2018 Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax, or SPLOST.
So we're pleased to have a great engine for a great rate to help with our great fire department. And the occasion is celebrating it being delivered, going into service, and officially being a part of the Warner Robins family.
James Drinkard, City Administrator for Warner Robins, explained the history behind the push-in ceremony, which dates back to the 1800s, and the impact the technology had keeping communities safe as cities were developing.
At that time, they were horse-drawn, and so the apparatus literally had to be pushed back into the firehouse every time it was used. And so the symbology is that new piece of equipment that is coming online to serve the community. But it's more than just the equipment. The equipment is a small piece of the equation. The big piece of the equation are the men and women behind me that sacrifice themselves, put their own safety on the line, and charge in when others would run out. That's what we're here truly celebrating today, and that I would ask everybody to celebrate and honor every day.
The ladder truck itself is a 75-foot mid-mount apparatus. What mid-mount means is that the ladder is actually mounted to the center of the truck, which helps in several ways because of placement of the apparatus. We don't have to back up an apparatus quite as much. We can pull into a scene and be able to set up relatively quick. With this particular truck, we can go from driving on the road to actually pulling the ladder out of its cradle or setting it up in roughly about a minute. And so it's very quick to set up, it's easy to drive and operate, and so which makes it that much more safe for our people, but also for the citizens. It's got several features on it, such as camera on the driver or passenger side rather, so that when they turn on the blinker, they can actually see down the side of the apparatus to relieve any blind spots. The nozzle on the back, when it comes up out of the cradle and we're actually flowing water, it's got a ladder on it so that the operator can actually see where that water is flowing. One of the problems that we tend to have on the fire scene is if you can't see where your water is going to, a lot of times it's misapplicated. So having that camera on the back is another good quality. It's well, we had one apparatus that we did trade in, and I say to buy this apparatus. So our fleet, we still have 3 ladder trucks in service. And say, but the truck that was stationed here at our busiest station is now going to another station that's a little bit slower on call volume, and say so that the new apparatus can respond to those calls and be a little bit more reliable.
So the apparatus that did place was a 2006. It was a specialized piece of equipment that was bought around the 2006-2007 time frame, but it was a very specialized piece of equipment that parts came from Finland. It's coined the frame. The exact product name is called LaRhonda. Well, those parts got fewer and fewer, and the costs have got higher and higher, and the cost-benefit analysis for that apparatus, compared to the one that was still in service for 27 years, is a lot more complex. So the cost-benefit to get the used one versus continuing to put money into this older apparatus, this was more beneficial for the department and the citizens.
I feel blessed because having that support, having dependable and reliable people like Chief Dixon and Chief Martin, having the city council and the mayor that's 100% behind you. I know a lot of fire chiefs and everybody doesn't have that. And as you probably know, there's nothing worse than having a high level of responsibility and not having the authority to go with us to make decisions and do things. So this is almost a perfect situation. So it feels awesome. It feels great.
The brand new, this truck would cost us almost $1.8 to $2 million equipped. We got this truck for $1.1 million, so which is essentially almost half. It was a very blessing to us to find this apparatus from a place in Wisconsin that was no longer needing it. moving on to a different brand is what they were doing. And we were able to find that, inspect it, and get it just to me, in my opinion, it was meant for us. So we were able to inspect it in a certain time frame, get the funding that we actually had, that Mr. Drinkard and the mayor and council got it for us in a quick manner. It was literally a meeting, the money was there, approved within a matter of days. So we were very thankful for that, for our capabilities, that we can be back up to par of 3 aerials throughout the community.
Now, with the growth of the city, and so that is one of the big things that really needs to happen. So the advent of that many more apartment complexes, larger buildings being spread out, so the pump capacity of this truck, and so things of that nature really take and play a part into, and so the fire protection, so that we're able to provide to the city and the citizens, and so of the area. So that impact is huge for us.
And to add to that, we are judged on our capability, and that judgment comes for insurance. Insurance is, unfortunately, our on one caveat. Obviously, the national standard is another caveat. That's judgment. But as far as the citizens are concerned, their insurance is based on our capability. And this apparatus, because of the other one, its lack of being in service because of the part situation, will bring us back up to where our Class 2 rating, we can hold on to that. As far as this ladder truck doesn't have to respond further away, because now we all have 3 in service. So that's our main purpose of our excitement, as we're back up to where we should be, and our future hopes is to replace the Weir. This is a 27-year one. That one will become a reserve status, which gives us more points in our insurance bracket. But hopefully, our ultimate goal for all 3 of us is to be a Class 1, which is the highest level you can achieve. We're currently in Class 2.
In Warner Robins, Godfrey Hall, Go Studios.